Hello, hello! Hopefully that's us live. Yeah, happy Sunday again. Whew, what a fast week this has been. So, if you didn't catch me last week, this week we are finishing off our needle felted Santa. We'll see how far we can get. This is from a maker's kit, but wish me luck today because I'm going to go a bit off-piste. I promised a laughing faced Santa. I was going to chicken out and do the laughing face as a pre-recorded thing, but I thought no, I will do it live, we'll wing it, we'll see how it happens. So wish me luck, we'll see how his face goes, but I did jokingly a couple of weeks ago mention that I would try and give him a laughing face, so that's a little off-piste for what the makers give us, but the kit gives you a perfectly great Santa, and you don't have to do actually loads of details, because they've got a hat down to here, moustache and beard and everything, so really eyes and a nose is about all you need, but yeah, I like to make things difficult for myself. So we're going to see how this works. Yeah, kind of nervous. So quickly check the chat and then we'll get going, because one thing that I learnt, I've done quite a few faces over the past year. Not for a wee while now, actually. And the more I felt, the firmer they get, the better they tend to look. So yeah, although it's only a teeny area, this might require a bit of work, and hopefully my cameras will show it well. Let's check the chat and then get into it. So Helen is our early squad. Hello Helen in the house. Hello there. And Lisa. Hi Pam and all. Carol, hi everyone. Ready for a rest? Been in the garden for hours. It's a gorgeous day out here. I went for a walk with my dog, and I ended up regretting the amount of clothes I had on. I was exhausted, but it was a great walk. Carol, don't forget the thumbs up. Yeah, thank you so much guys. If you like this and want to see me do more stuff, give us a thumbs up. If you hate it, give us a thumbs down. Whatever, it's all interaction. Helen, hello. Donna, hello there. Carol, great to make it your own, Pam. Yeah, absolutely, and that's the cool thing with any of these kits. Everybody's is going to look different anyway, even if you follow exactly, because needle felting is a one of a kind. But yeah, go off piece, do your own thing, add your own little flares. So this is just a little something different you can do. Steffi's in the house under the maker's name. So like I said, it's the maker's kit, links in the description. Diana, hello there, and Carol saying hello to Steffi. Right, let's dive into stuff, because nervous here. Right, let's try and get some light on this, because this is going to be a little more fiddly to see. So this is where I've got, and this was following what the makers told me I've got to here, and I'm going to work on his face. And two things right off the bat I want to work on is his nose. I'm just going to tidy that up a bit. I actually like the giant nose that he's got now. This isn't how I would normally start a face, but I think working with what we've got is cool, and he also needs a bit of a chin. Now, I'll share this. Yeah, I bought flesh colour from the makers a while ago, and I thought, we'll see, I've still got this, will this match up? Because different batch lots, everything doesn't match, but I think that's pretty good. And even if they were slightly different, it's going to be covered with shading and all sorts of things, so it would have worked. So I'm just grabbing a wee pinch to make him a chin. Got to have something to stick that beard on. Let's try using these needles that I got in the kit. So which is that's my littlest one. Oh, there's where my scissors are. Right, so we'll try and sculpt him a bit of a chin. It looks like a lot that I'm adding here. Can everybody see that? Sort of. Looks like a lot I'm adding here, and it might be too much, but by the time you felt these kind of things down, you do need more fleece than you think. So let's see what happens here. But adding him a bit of a lower jaw and a chin, I think that's about right. And at the same time I'm felting, felting up into his nose, giving him some nostrils and just kind of lifting that nose a bit. Now in general, when you're doing faces, your eyes tend to be sort of in the centre of the face, so if you're actually doing one from scratch, just figure out adding the eyes quite a bit lower down than you think a lot of the time. But again, this is going to be cool because he's going to have a big hat on, so it doesn't matter if it's slightly out. So here we go, adding a bit of a chin. Skywolf, hi, are we getting ready for Christmas already? Yeah, I was really tempted to do Halloweeny things, but the makers just released their Santa kit. I'm trying to get some light on this upright, shall we? Is that going to be good or bad? That's okay, just trying to open the curtains. The makers just released their Santa box, and it's a cool time for people to get a handle on this. And if you didn't see during the week, they also did a really cool video on making different, like, tomty, I can't remember how you say them, but like little gnomes that can be Santas and all sorts of things. So they're super fun too. But I thought this is a good time for people to have a learn how to make Santas if you were wanting to make them to sell or anything. So it's a good time to look at their kit, which has everything you need to make, including felting mat, needles, everything, totally everything you need to make a Santa in this size. But I'm going off piste and I'm adding a little bit of extra. I have some extra flesh colour that I bought in the past. I'm going for my very fine needle now. Some flesh colour that I bought in the past just to get some extraness here. Forgetting words. Oh, thanks. Steffi's dropped the link. Cool. CJ, hi there. Good morning. Yeah, makers, our coloured wool is really consistent with the colours. It is indeed. It's got to be over a year since I bought this, and it matches exactly what came in the box. So I'm pretty impressed, actually. I really thought this wasn't going to work. I mean, I was happy that I had enough that I could cover bits if it was looking patchy, but no, these colours, I think you'd be hard pressed to see the difference, really. So just getting a bit of a structure for Santa's chin, and at the same time just kind of firming up everything and getting these eye indents, eye sockets a little bit firmer. It's easier to work off a kind of firm base for this kind of thing if you're doing lots of details. Diana, extra flesh. Yes, I've got plenty of that. I know the feeling. Yep. I've not been eating crazy over lockdown, but the extra flesh is happening for sure. I don't know why. Apparently I need to go out and get drunk with my friends to keep the weight off. Steffi, the natural colours vary more as it depends on the weather. Sheep's pelt can get pretty blonde in the sun. Yes, of course, natural is natural, so it's going to be different. Eleanor, it's so creepy. Yeah, we're not doing. I want to do creepy. We'll see how far we get with Santa, because I do also have this month's wolf box to do, which I'm really keen on doing, which I suppose is a little more creepy, isn't it? But I really want to do some Halloweeny felts as well. I'll see if I've got time to do some actual recorded videos, because I've been lazy with them. We've been doing everything live. Right, so this looks rather strange just now, but hopefully it'll all come together. What I find, again, doing faces, adding a little bit at a time, getting that felted in, and then seeing what else needs added is a good way to go. And I think what I want to do just now is to bung his eyes in. So I'm going to, right in the centre of these dents, I'm going to, oh, that was felted firmer than I thought. Just felt a little tunnel to get the, because I've got an eye on a stalk. I'm not going to use the maker's eye here. I'm going with one of my bigger eyes, just because, well, you'll see why. Maker's eyes are perfect if you don't go off piste. And they do sell a wide variety of eyes in different sizes, but this is just what I've got lying about the place. Right, that's kind of even. I'm terrible at doing symmetrical. So yes, for all of you that mentioned before, these are the Amazon eyes, and they are really bad quality, but yeah, whatever. Oh, and that one's even, can you see it's actually broken, which actually looks really cool. I'm just going to use that anyway, because I'm not selling this guy. Oh, he's felted firmer than I thought. He's going to look even creepier for a minute. I see Lily Tree in the house. Hello there. Oh, the makers. We're doing a ghost tutorial on Tuesday this week. Awesome. We did a maker's ghost last year and it was great fun. So yeah, you want to dive in and see what extra spookiness they've got planned for you this year. I will definitely try and remember and be there. I always start, like I say, right, Tuesday. I think it's Thursday as well. Am I making that up? But I just think to myself, yep, that's the makers' days. I'm going to go in and see them. But then I go and take a break and walk the dogs, and I come in. I'm like, dope, and I just catch an end of it or something, right? Lily Tree, is he gardening? He certainly looks like it looks like my gran when she took her teeth out just now, but hopefully it'll all come together. See, we're doing creepy already. Oh, so much fun. Alright, I think obviously you would glue these eyes in, but that's a good start. Oh, Santa, I'm so sorry. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention before I moved on, the wonderful, I think it's mohair, the wonderful white wool that we get for his beard and everything, I was going to curl into curls for him, but the week ran away from me, if I'm totally honest. But I discovered I had these sitting around from last year. This is just normal tops that I've curled, and I think will make an excellent Santa's beard. And it's also filthy because it's been sitting there. I love these people that have like totally organized workplaces and everything. Everything looks so awesome. But yeah, I have wool lying about in all sorts of places, so it gets a bit minging. So we'll use this. I think that looks like a fab Santa's beard. Right, so we've got a bit of a base down, which is super easy so far. We had just a little triangle for a nose. There's plenty you can do to shape that more. A little lump for his chin. And dents in for his eyes. It looks creepily human, but let's see if we can improve on that. So first things I wanna make are some eyelids for him and some lips. Can't be laughing if he ain't got no mouth. So for that I'm gonna take little pinches, about that kind of much for the eyelids. So 2 top and 2 bottom for the eyelids, and same again for the mouth. And I'm pretty much going to do exactly the same for each of them. Right, let's dive in with the needle the makers gave us. So I probably should have done this in advance. So I folded it in half, and I'm just felting into that line to make a nice flat, firm line. And I'll decide what eyelid's going to be what and what's going to be the lips once they're done. Alicia, hello there. Hi, I'm going to start my Father Christmas today. Awesome. Yeah, well, you should be able to get him to this point easily, and then you can decide if you're going to risk the laughing face or you're going to stay and actually follow the proper tutorial. And yeah, well, we'll see how well this turns out or not. I just want to try something different. I don't often get a chance to make my own things. I'm enjoying doing the makers kits just about every week just now. It seems to fill it. I'm enjoying following the kits because it gives me a chance to make things that aren't on commission, but I don't get to go off piste. Like, I really enjoyed doing that eye tutorial a couple of weeks ago. That was so much fun, and I've got so many things I want to do. I actually have a plan for making an actual live not live, an actual proper video of something, because it's going to be a surprise for a friend. So hopefully I'll have time to do that. I'm trying to organise my time better. Anyone else? Like, this year I'm really struggling to get everything done that I want to get done. So yeah, I don't seem to be able to make as many videos, don't seem to be able to do anything as much as that I have been able to in the past. Tell you guys, this flesh, these bats felt so nice and firmly so quickly, which is great, because it's great to be able to get some detail into things. It's really nice for this kind of thing. The makers, oh, chat jumped. Yeah, chat jumped quite a bit. Tuesday at 1 PM live on YouTube, and then a repeat on the watch party on Thursday at Facebook at 7 PM. I was right, yeah, Tuesday and Thursday, yes. So you need to join the Makers Facebook group, and you need to grab a follow on YouTube as well. It's the Makers, 2 S's, and you'll find them on YouTube. And yeah, can't wait to see your Father Christmas, Alicia. Totally agree, yep. Steffi, Santa could have a straight beard. After all, lots of people straighten their hair these days. Yeah, I just watched, I don't know if anyone's watched in the past on YouTube, there's a couple of guys, Rhett and Link. They were Good Mythical Morning, but I think they have their own channel now. I don't know what's going on. But I saw them, one of the guys, I think it's Rhett, I muddle them up. Whenever there's a pair of people that are always together, I always muddle up who's who. But I think it was Rhett. At the beginning of spring, before they knew all about lockdown and everything, he'd already been letting his hair and beard go a bit wild. So Link, the other guy, had decided to surprise him by straightening his hair and his beard, and it was hilarious. That just proper. He was such a baby with, you're pulling my hair and everything. And yeah, did go through a phase. Started to look a bit like the Wild Man of the Woods to start with, when it was all kind of curly and everywhere, and then looked quite a bit like a serial killer. There was a whole Charles Manson vibe going on there. But yeah, straightened the hair and then straightened the beard. Very weird. So yeah, you can straighten a beard. It doesn't need to be a curly beard. But it's so easy to do curls like these, and they are super fun. They're just so much fun to play around with. Yeah, so it's easy to make curls if you want, in any colour that you have, any kind of tops. It works perfectly. And these have been sitting around, these are at least 2 years old. It keeps their curl. People ask me that all the time, do the curls last? And absolutely. Oh, chat, behave yourself. Alicia, hi Steffi, I'm excited about making the Santa. I have the directions in my favourite needle felting book, Making Simple Needle Felts, by someone. I wonder who that... Oh, I wonder who could have made the book Making Making Simple Needle Felts. Give you a clue, it's the Makers. Diana, my fingers would be like pincushions if I felted eyelids like that. I just find it so much easier. My fingertips are like this, and I'm felting straight in between them, so I'm not really actually touching my fingers much. You'll hear if I swear or something. Well, actually, for funsies, you can't actually see. But for those that don't know, I do the keto diet, which is partly reducing carbs so much that your blood sugar goes so low that you get ketones produced, so you're burning ketones. So I just got a blood monitor, and I've been stabbing myself daily to actually find out what the ketones are and everything. So if I stab myself, I'll just rush off and use that in the ketone monitor rather than have to take a separate stab. But in general, this is a kiss of death where I sit doing something. I'm like, yeah, I don't stab myself. Just to explain what I've done with these that you probably haven't seen, not just felting along to make this nice smooth line here. I'm sometimes felting sort of almost perpendicular here, just to firm up the bits that are going to be his actual eyelids or his chin or mouth or whatever it ends up being. I've not planned yet. Steffi, I'm always struggling to get everything done, and whenever I sit down to stop, I only stop long enough before I've caught my breath, and on I go. Oh, well, I tell you, you ladies are doing a ridiculous amount of work with different subscription kits every month. You do there's the fairy kit, there's the kit, the other monthly subscription kit that's got the wolf this month. I'm so excited for. Tutorials, videos, it's non-stop. Like, you make me exhausted. You guys are working so hard. Oh, for goodness sake. So every time I look at chat, it jumps and I miss what some people are saying. I'm just going to expand my chat window. There we go. Lily Tree saying time's been getting away from me all year too. It's really weird, isn't it? That everything should have slowed down. We're going out less, where more people are working from home. We should have more time to do everything, but it's not worked like that. But for those that haven't seen, Lily Tree's just put up a really awesome video of a wire-wrapped little, is it a coin bead you called it? I've never seen that before. Really awesome little tutorial. I love watching her wire wrapping tutorials and just thinking how many times I would have poked myself in the eye, got wire up my nose. I'm terrible with wire, but it's beautiful. I was actually sitting looking at that one and the way you were wrapping it and going, how could I incorporate that into like another sort of steampunk dog type thing? So anyone who has any artistic ideas how we could use this kind of bronze wire wrapped things into a critter, I think that would be so cool. I'm all for trying some mixed media with the needle felting now. I think it works so well. This soft fuzzy stuff with hard metal stuff and polymer clay and stuff. I think they all work so well. Alicia's link to the book. Cool. Other makers do love the kills you made, perfect for the Laughing Father Christmas. Yeah, I kept walking past these and going, no, actually that's a Santa's beard, isn't it? They are so cool and so easy. Helen, fine on making curls, easy, just have a problem with hats. Well, we'll do the hats. I don't know if we'll get to the hat this week. We might have to leave the hat till a bit later. But yeah, they can be fiddly. I'm betting the Maker's method is better than any way that I mean, did you see how quickly I made his like entire robe with the Maker's method, whereas I would have made like different pieces of felt. That would have been what, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 separate flat pieces of felt, and then I would have made a pattern out of paper to fit him, and yeah, so much better this way. Diana, you're not even looking. Yeah, that just comes from being incredibly lazy. I do look, I'm looking sometimes, but it comes from being lazy, and when I'm felting, I want to sit and binge watch a TV show or put a movie on or something, because it's like my unwinding. It's the time when I don't have to think. So I just kind of got in the habit of sitting on the sofa felting away, and you get the feel for where your fingers are in the world. It looks crazy. I remember actually when I first started felting and I'd watched a tutorial of someone. I wish I could remember who it was. I mean, this was like 13 years ago, so I don't have a clue, but the person, like at the time I was felting, it was like stab, and the person was like felting away like this, and she was like, yeah, and it gets so much easier, and you get to get a feel of where the needle is in the world, and it's really true. It does come on. Oh, excuse, cough. I've got to remember and take my antihistamines. the Father Christmas is in the book. So there you go, guys. You can either get the Father Christmas kit with everything you need, or if you have lots of stuff kicking about there, they have in the book, there is the Father Christmas tutorial. So that's cool. And oh wow, the makers now have 3 subscription boxes. Fairies, the Maker's Box, and the Surprise Box. Oh yeah, Exciting Fibres. Yes, the Surprise Box. I forgot about that. Yes, that's cool. It's just a selection of fibres to inspire the mind. Yes, no instructions, but just some ideas there. Yeah. Oh, fab. Steffi's actually working on the last bits of the McHoggy family. Awesome. Artisan Craft, hello there. Hi Pam. How are you today? Yeah, I am actually awesome. As I say, it's been a beautiful day. I've done a bit of work this morning and then took my dog out for a walk. Lovely day. And now, spending my afternoon with great friends. You lot. And then I've got steak for tea tonight. So overall, it would be nice to be in a beer garden with some of my mates, but apart from that, perfect day. Yep. So thank you. Oh, Lily Tree, awesome. Felt with wire work. Brain cogs are now turning. I am so glad to hear it, Lily. You are the perfect person to do that. For everyone who doesn't know, Lily does awesome, so I've kind of already mentioned, awesome wire wrapped jewellery. Really good tutorials if you want to follow along, anything like that, and aren't as ridiculously clumsy as me. So that's what our YouTube channel is. She has a great YouTube channel, but she also does needle felt. She's joined in a few a few felt alongs and done awesome. So yeah, I'd love to see what you come up with there, Lily. That sounds cool. Steffi, I'm so excited about the Hoggies. If you don't know yet, Homer McHoggy is looking forward to getting home after working away from home to his wife Heather and children Holly and Huey. All the names of the McHoggy family. That sounds so cool. And Alicia's saying, I can't wait until I get my McHoggies. And yes, Lily Tree, you get as a project. That sounds so cool. Yeah, that sounds like, okay, the makers and Lily have to get their heads together for a little project there. That sounds so cool. Oh yes, I nearly forgot, Steffi. Yeah, the pack that starts the beginning of Advent and helps you to get Christmas by making one character each week. Yes, the Advent felty things too. So yeah, you don't dare get to say that you don't have enough time in the day. You do more than enough in the day. You just make me exhausted at everything that you guys get done. It's amazing. I'm totally impressed. Right, so we've got 4 potentially eyelids, should we call? Well, yeah, we could call these the eyelids and get started with that. Oh my goodness, Steffi, the Hoggies are naked, but you can upgrade them to clothes. Well, there's a great example of just making it your own. When you get any of these kind of kits or you're doing anything like this, we can totally change them about, make them our own. Right, so what I'm going to do here, I'm feeling about to see which are the smallest. I think these 2 are the smallest, and I'm going to make them the bottom eyelids, and then the slightly bigger ones will be the top eyelids. Right, let's see how well we can show this on camera. So I tend to, when I'm making eyes, I start off by closing the eyes. Human eyes are mainly straight across, so I'm just going to felt this in. Trying to avoid his nose a little bit, but it doesn't matter if it goes up a bit. We can always remove a little excess, but just getting that eyelid felt in either side of his eye, so we've got a nice straight line across, and then tacking the rest in place. We will come back for that later. And I'm just felting right in to get that at the bridge of his nose kind of indent. So lower eyelid still looks kind of freaky. That one. So I'm just gonna remove even more from this side already. Second lower eyelid, again across the center of his eye, tacking it in either side and then blending the wisps out. Yeah, I'll think about how much I open his eyes as we go along, because usually a Santa with his big face, when he's laughing so much it screws up the eyes, so they won't be like wide open. But always, if you're adding eyelids, the eyes have to be quite a bit bigger than you think they have to be, because there's a lot more eye behind the eyelid. So that's why I went for, I can't remember what size that is. That's a 7 or 8 millimeter eye, I think. Could be even bigger. Well, Santa's nose was so huge before, but now it's fitting into the size. You guys were laughing at me last week saying, look at the size of his nose. But now it's getting into shape. And as I'm felting underneath the eye, because he's a bit of an older man, I want some wrinkles and lines and everything, so I'm felting down below the eye, and that's puffing out a little bit of an eye bag there. So when you're doing something, if you felt and you see something and you go, oh, that looks kind of good, felt more, you keep it. And if you don't want it, you can smooth over it. Okay, so this time, for his top eyelids, remove a bit there, and the exact same thing. And just felting his eyeballs closed. Sorry, Santa, I'm stabbing you in the eye. Yeah, sorry if anyone's wincing. And I'm speaking here like it's a tutorial, like I actually know what I'm doing, but I'm just making it up as I go along. I have done faces in the past, but it's been a year really since I've had the chance to make any faces, so I can't remember the kind of system I had for making my faces. But there we go. Doesn't he look a lot more human? He looks a little less spooky, just slightly. And that's another reason why you really have to indent those dips in the eye quite a bit. Because with the eyeball and then the eyelids, that's really prominent now. Just establishing where the top of his eyelid is, so I get an idea of where his face is. It looks a little more human anyway. Diana, nothing else is going to get done this December. Bring on the hoggies. And Steffi, you'd love them, Pam, because they're Scottish. Oh, I guessed. I guessed they were Scottish. I'm going to have to check them out. I don't think I've seen them, but I look forward to seeing them. And Carol's looking forward to some festive clothes for the Muckhoggies. Oh, that sounds so cool. Yeah. You can make them all their ugly Christmas jumper. Right. Now, I was going to do the lips next, but we've kind of lost his brow a little bit. I mean, his eyes, he's screwed up face, so everything will be a bit lower. But I want to take the piece of felt I was going to use for his lips, we'll come back to that, and just go up his nose, up the side of his nose, and then up over his brow bone, just to accentuate that a little bit. And the good thing about doing human type faces, if you ever want to see like where a wrinkle is or what something looks like, look at your own face. Like, just go out your face and see where the wrinkles are, and then you can add them to your characters that you're making. It's nice to have a live model. That's why I'm much better at making dogs than I am making it cats, because the number of times when I was starting out with the dogs, I would be like, sit, oh, that's how the legs fold, right, and turn them all to the side. But with cats, I need to get my hands on a cat, because I really struggle with like the nose and jaw, how they kind of work, and I really want to get my hands on a cat and just be like, what's under all this fur? I'm actually relieved that this is starting to look kind of human. I think actually his nose is so much flatter than it was, but we might even have to add more nose. You all laughed at me and said how huge his nose was, and now not so much. Lily, absolutely, he's been up all night delivering presents. We could make a Santa Claus the morning after. Oh, there's a cartoon, isn't there? Was it Rude Santa or something, where he's a grumpy wee thing with a hangover? Right, I'm building up a little bit on his forehead here. I want it kind of smooth but not madly felted, because I think we're going to give him some... I think we're going to give him some forehead wrinkles, and then we're going to stick a hat on, and you're not going to see any of that, so I might not. But you guys have no idea what a relief this is, that he's starting to look... I mean, he's still got a bit to go. I can mess it plenty, and he is definitely squint in the eyes. I'm terrible for being squint. There we go. He actually looks cheery already, and sleepy but cheery, but that's not deliberate yet. We're going to work on making him cheery. Carol, Mr. Magoo. Yeah! Steffi, your Father Christmas is going to be awesome. I hope so. We'll see. I'm making no promises yet, but yeah, because I haven't planned anything and I haven't made faces for ages, this is definitely a risk. But it seems to be paying off so far. I'm not hating him. He's definitely got a bit of... He definitely looks like an old man. There's no denying that. He looks like an old man. And he's not going to have a giant nose, which is definitely a surprise. He's maybe had a bit of a nose job. Right, let's stick some lips on this guy. Diana looks like Master Yoda. Yeah, I bet that. Well, I'm happy with all of this, because it's sounding like he's looking like at least an oldish man. So not necessarily always human, but he's looking like an oldish character. So I'm happy like that. The Patterson, hello there. I think it's your first time here. Welcome along. How do you talk and look at the camera without stabbing your fingers? Many years of practice, and who said I don't stab my fingers? I can just do it quietly. Oh, Steffi, I don't have to screw up my face to see the wrinkles. They're there even if I try and blow my cheeks and open my eyes wide. Rubbish. Steffi, you're gorgeous. Stop that. Helen, oh, this sounds like a serial killer's meeting rather than a craft video. I've just pulled his eyes out. He looked ridiculous. But that's the wonderful thing about felting, is if something doesn't work, you can change it. But you saw, like, 5 minutes ago, he looked like a creepy ghost. Now he kind of... it's really annoying me how squint his eyes are, but... that's just me. He kind of looks like an elderly person. And actually the mess I've got, that looks like little tufts of hair. I'm actually quite liking him. Andrea, hello there. Lily tree indeed to Helen. Harsh, pulling his eyes out because he looked ridiculous. Yeah, I don't want to meet up and you think someone looks ridiculous, so just pull their eyes out. That sounds cruel. Alicia, yes, Carol, I kept thinking he looked like someone. Is it Mr. Magoo? I'm just building his head now. Had to finish another pumpkin first. Oh, priorities, absolutely. I have been desperately trying to get into time to make some pumpkins for Rosanne's challenge. She wants creepy, happy pumpkins. Alicia, mine will just be simple. That's so fancy of a face. I'm sure it'll be great. And actually, you don't need to put all this much into it, because most of this is going to be covered with his beard and his hat and his hair. So I'm just being silly, but I haven't had a chance to make faces in ages, and I wanted to see how it would go. And it's actually coming together way quicker than I expected. And like I said, when I've made faces in the past, I've tended to spend like absolutely hours with the finest needle getting everything perfectly smooth. But I don't think it's necessarily that important. You can see enough. It does look kind of cute. It doesn't look like Santa, but it does look kind of cute. Dawn, hello there. I've missed loads, sorry. No problem at all. It's good to see you, and there will always be a replay. Thankfully, YouTube sticks a replay up. They're pretty quick at it now. Not long after the video's finished, they will have a replay up. Right, now I'm thinking about colouring Santa's lips, because he does need a bit of colour. I could do it once once the lips are in place, or I could do it now. I'm undecided. Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Should I colour his lips once his lips are in place, or should I colour his lips right now? I know just now this looks very weird, and you're going, how is this even going to be lips? Andrea, sewed so many pumpkins this year. The leopard print is crazy trendy. Wow, leopard print pumpkins was my biggest seller. That sounds so awesome. I love that idea. Brilliant. Leopard print pumpkins. You have to share some of those. If you can stick them up either in Pam Duffy's crafty friends, I would love to see leopard print pumpkins. I can't even speak words today. Canvas and Chroma, hello there. Good morning. I just woke up. Is that you just woke up blah, or you just woke up blah? Are you blah? But yes, Sundays are for a lie-in. Absolutely no bother at all. Saying that, it was sunny this morning, so I actually was up nice and early, which is not usual for me. Right, gonna dive into my finer needle. I have to look every time at the needle and see. Even though I did mark my handles so I know which is which, but I still don't remember every time. Diana, I'm so glad you're doing a more detailed face. I need it for another project some of you may see later. Ooh, tease. Steffi the Makers. Oh, I like the sound of that. Yeah, there's a special project coming up. Cool. Right. So what I'm gonna figure out here is top and bottom lip. I think the slightly bigger one will be the bottom lip. So I'm gonna turn that into a smile, just felting more along here. CJ, you've made a few Christmas trees and little baby dragon Christmas tree. I approve of the sound of that. I'll stick him up in your Facebook group. Thank you so much. I love the sound of that. Okay, so I've turned up his lip here, and I need to give him a lip. I don't have enough left over. I would usually just kind of felt into the underside of that, but there's not enough there, so I'm just going to take a tight. Right, the details on these kind of things, it is utterly tiny now, and I think that's the big difference between. Do you all know what I mean when I say art school sculptures? It's like they're really good, but they have so much lip and eyelid, it's just a little bit too much. So just trying to be really teeny and dainty with the extra features. Otherwise it starts to look like an art school project. You can just about see there's a tiny bit of a lip there. But it doesn't want to be much, else you just end up with, it's too obvious. So light-handed, and this is, if you're doing a lady, do this in like red or something to get a bit of lipstick, and it looks good too. But yeah, so bottom lip with a tiny bit of a pout, and I'll work more once that's on his face too. Alicia got up and went to our favourite pub for a roast dinner. Sounds great. First time since COVID they were open for food. It's about 45 minutes to our house, but we call it our local. Oh, we used to have that when we were kids. We had this pub. Kids are allowed to eat in pubs in the UK, for anyone who doesn't know that. Our local pub that we went for Sunday lunch was a good drive into the country, but that was part of the niceness. It was a proper country pub in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, totally. And that sounds lovely. Yes, I've not had. Well, I've once had food cooked by not me since COVID. A couple of weeks ago, I met a friend of mine in Glasgow, but we didn't go in anywhere. It was a nice day anyway, but we sat outside and had tapas outside, which was very nice. But that's the closest I've got. I've not been inside places yet. Right, so the kind of trick with the front lip, this one took me ages to figure out. To get the shape of your front lip, it's all about, and here we go, let's use the mat. It's about your Cupid's bow, so I kind of just felt right into the middle a bit of a Cupid's bow and start letting that lip turn out, and it does, or it has in the past, it's worked for me. You start to get the full shape of the lip. So I'm just felting pretty much all in one place to make that little dent that goes there. Right, now to give him depth, because we're going to open his mouth, I've got so much little bits of fluff everywhere. Going to stick some black underneath where his lips are going to go, so that any kind of peek through will show up here. Just adds a little bit of depth there. Sorry, that looks really weird now. He's slightly possessed. Sorry, fella. That was his bottom lip, so I'll put the top one on first. I'm just gonna. We don't want too much up his nose. We've lost a load of nose already. So pop his top lip on. And thinking of that fold between your nose, nasal, I don't know, but you have a crease just here, so I'm adding, sort of felting in that kind of diagonal. And just getting that Cupid's bow a little bit more. mean, there's going to be a moustache here, so I don't know why I'm bothering quite so much. Oh, we got overexposed there. And this is looking really weird. Too much top lip, but we'll work on that. So now he looks kind of like an ape, but again, I'll work on it. I've still got lots to build up on. Oh, he looks very bizarre now. He looks cheery. At least he looks happy. That's good news. There we go, Santa. Open up that mouth just a little bit. And like his eyes, keeping that closed for now. Now, a really big feature of everybody's Santa, every sort of in literature, all the Santas, is his big cheeks. So this is hopefully where we'll get a bit of cheeriness in. I've got 2 big pinches, and when you laugh, that pushes your cheeks up the way. So let's get that right in here. Sorry, I keep sticking my head in the way, and then that changes the exposure on the camera. Steffi saying we have our pumpkin needle felting packs and tutorials to go with, and instructions in the pack. Awesome. So if anyone's wanting to do pumpkins, definitely the time for it. And pumpkins are such an easy, fun beginner's project, and you can add so much to them. You can stick faces on a pumpkin and all sorts. Just trying to reduce that front top lip. It's definitely a little bit too much. His nose has got too tiny now. This is hilarious. Diana also went to pub for Sunday lunch. Awesome. I'm so jealous. I'm actually starving right now. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. I think this needle, this is the finest needle out of this Santa kit. This needle might be becoming one of my favourite ones just now. I go through phases, and my favourite needle, which is this one, is getting a little bit blunt just now, so I was needing a new favourite. Yeah, there is something definitely off with his mouth, so we'll work on fixing that. But You can hear my concentration because I'm not saying anything. And back to the finer needle. Oh, Diane, I can't see the mat. Oh yeah, sorry. This camera is a pain. It's like just above my head, but to get a really good, I would have to get it closer, and then you wouldn't see my face, which is probably would be a blessing for lots of people. Come on, Santa, let's. Just want to get his cheeks smooth, so I see if I have to add any. Lily Tree, I dread to think what I end up with if I tried this. Beaten up Santa, fat lip, droopy eyelid, the works. Oh, you totally, I want to see your beaten up Santa then. Santa after a bar brawl. Come on, Santa, let's get this mouth open. We promised a laughing, or at least a cheery Santa. And the top lip that I'm not loving will be covered with beard, so I'm not so bothered with it. It's kind of the cheeks and the eyes that we're going to see the most of that I'm most bothered about. And the lower lip. That definitely looks more happy. Oh, he's getting there. More cheek. More cheek. Just a little bit more. And again, if it's looking a little lumpy, just a little smooth layer over just tidies things up a little bit. Sorry. I need. You should have like a buzzer to buzz me and say, Pam, your head's in the shot and it's killing everything else. And yeah, I love the way, especially like babies and little old men, when they smile and laugh, how their like entire faces get kind of scrunched up. Canvas. Oh. I just see a thing. Oh, there we go. Canvas. In my hometown, there's supposed to be a traditional English pub called Harvey's, which I'm not a fan of. It was like way overpriced middle school cafeteria pub. Oh, Canvas, where do you live? That does not sound like traditional English pub grub, unless your school was very unhealthy. But yeah, unfortunately, I suppose that's a thing all over. Places, when they're trying to do other people's cuisine, tend to not necessarily get it quite right. I'm sure that's the case when we go like to a Chinese restaurant or something. It's not particularly traditional either. think we should open his eyes a little bit. That stops him being quite so freaky. I can't believe how little his nose went now. That is so funny. And I'm just going to follow up some lines from his eyes to make him look like he is laughing. So following a line down his cheek. Might need a little more in there. Just a little more fleece to give me something to make wrinkles. So a line following down his cheek and then a line sort of straight off to try and give those. That side works better than that side, but the impression of those crow's feet. I'm not doing ears, by the way. Done the head thing again, haven't I? Right, let's get those eyes open and hopefully he'll look a little better too. I was just going to say, he keeps on closing his mouth, but of course he won't be laughing just now. I'm poking him in the eyelids. That would be rather unpleasant. Right, Santa, let's get that mouth open again. He does definitely have a bit of an Asian theme to him just now, a bit of an Asian look. I don't know how I managed that. Because I want to keep his eyes a little bit closed because he's supposed to be laughing, but where have I got to? Oh, Andrea, in most states in the US, if a bar serves food, children can eat at the table, but they can't eat at the bar. Right, yeah, that's kind of similar here, really. My favourite local place is Burger Bar. Oh, I fancy a burger now. See, you guys are all making me hungry. So I'm just... Oh, you can't even see it. I'm just easing out that lower lip and felting kind of up the way so it gives a little more lower lip and it opens his mouth and it gives him a chin. Something that we're going to stick the beard on, so the chin doesn't really matter. Really not loving this upper lip, but it doesn't matter. Again, like literally, if you're going to do a face, spend absolutely ages smoothing all of this out. But one thing I want to do is a little bit of shading on him while we are here. Gonna see if these come off enough. Nope, needs a little help. Scissors, I saw them a little while ago. So all I'm going to do make some powder. I just scrape the scissors along the top of the chalk, and then I've got a little, let's see how much this goes on. Not much at all. This is not good stuff. Oh, there we go. And you can't see. But I'm just giving him a touch of rosy cheeks with a little bit of chalk. Oops. There we go. He's got a bit of a blush, which does not quite show up on the camera as well. Well, you'll see it when I switch to the main camera in a wee minute or two. Right. I'm just going to smooth this up a little bit. Just that one I want. And then we'll try adding his beard and see how that goes. Andrea, he does look very happy with a little smile. Thank you. Again, this is a bit of a rush job. Most of my faces take like about 3-4 hours, so I'm kind of pleased how he's worked, even though I'm proper annoyed with that top lip, but it is what it is. There we go. Right. Okay, I'm intrigued to try bearding him up. I'll try with a bit of a mustache. Lily, he knows if you've been naughty or nice. True. I'm sure everybody's been nice here. Alright. Getting a load of... I said I was going to start with a mustache, then I decided I want the beard first, because the mustache, why am I over enunciating? Because the mustache sits over the beard. So get a load of curls together. Just felting them together. He could probably do with more of a beard. We'll see what it's like when it's on him. There we go. Have a quick look at how the makers did a mustache on him. Alright, cool. Yep, can do. So what I'm going to do is get... I kind of want a longer, more sort of wizardy mustache, possibly, potentially. So I'm just getting a few... little strands and holding them together, and then I'm going to felt them So the little bit that's going along his top lip is sort of held together. And there we hide the bit I don't like, so that's awesome. You need your mouth open more. And the second side, kiss my stained glass. Hello guys, are you making Mr. Mickey, I can't even say it, I know who you mean. No, but it does look like it, doesn't it? Yeah, it was just mainly a face to go on my Father Christmas, but yes, he does. He's been through Yoda stages. Hopefully the beard will improve matters somewhat. His nose is definitely a little small. That is so hilarious. But we do have a beard and a moustache and a laughingness that I promised. Right. We're not going to have... Yes, he definitely does have hair all round. Don't have time to make the hat quite today. Let's tidy that up a bit. But I just want to see how his hair will help out things. Definitely, yes. I found with making faces that, oddly enough, putting the hair on brings them to life so much more than anything else. And also it means I totally don't have to make ears, because ears are really difficult. There, that's much more. I'll deal with the back of his head and everything later. I just want to get into the chat and see what everyone's been saying, and what we will do. We will go full face, turn the lights up, and focus camera. And so far, oh wow, that is too bright now. Okay, hopefully you guys can see my laughing Santa now. So this is where we've got, next week we should be able to finish him easily with his little hat upon his head. Let's just pretend. So a little hat will make him even more Santa-y. But yeah, so yes, beard hides a multitude of sins, and he now looks like a laughing Santa with a slightly Asian twist, but I'll leave him here while I catch the rest of the chat, and then that will be us for today, because I'm starving. Steffi hasn't been out for a meal in ages. With 3 teenagers and an almost teenager, you have to remortgage the house to pay for a meal for the 6 of us. Oh, I can imagine. And yes, he does look like Mr. I can't even say it, but I know who you mean. Mr. Yes, wax on, wax off. Kiss my stained glass. Finally opened the beginner's box. Can't wait to do the first project. Awesome, I'm excited for that. Alicia, yeah, he's changing before our eyes. That's the magic of needle felting, yes. Andrea, I've been making a sewn reindeer. Oh, fantastic. Santa, look, Santa approves. He can even thumbs up. Andrea, Christmas is coming. He needs a kimono. Diana, this is fantastic, learning so much. Oh, thank you so much. I'm just pleased it kind of worked out. I'm really kind of happy with him now. Canvas, you're from San Jose, California. Diana, yes, ears are definitely hidden in the hair. Ears are so difficult. I made an orangutan once with ears and everything, but wherever possible I avoid doing ears, because yeah, that's a finger stabby one. Steffi, oh thank you. You have a knack for faces. He's coming together well. He didn't do too bad. It's not what I had in my head, but it never is. Andrea, yeah, he needs some coffee. He just woke up. Canvas, those of you with Etsy shops, has anyone else noticed a significant drop in traffic the last 4 to 5 months, or is that just summer doldrums? It depends what you're making. Some people have done, obviously, mask makers and things. It has been the best summer for a lot of people, but summer is always like a bit quieter. I increased my prices quite a bit because I just haven't had time to do all the things I want to do, so I was actually trying to slow down sales. So I can't say personally, but well, people always, all year, every year for the past like 13 years, people have always complained. If this is your first year, I can't remember if it is or it isn't, then yeah, there is a significant drop, but shoppers are just about to come back. So if you were doing okay, hopefully things will really start picking up just now. Kiss my stained glass, yes, I bet the fires have been a worry over there. So right, yes. Alicia, I think it's so funny how the British think fish and chips is only in the UK. When I came to live here, I tried them and they're same as at home in the USA. Oh, cool. I've never been to America. I've just heard American people, it must be in some places, they talk about not having fish and chips. So yeah, I don't know, but cool. I mean, it's not exactly a difficult recipe. Fry sliced potatoes and batter fish. Like, yeah, there's nothing special like a difficult recipe, but they are awesome. Oh, Canvas, yeah, it's really awful. There's the study saying all the smoke is contaminating the water supply. Oh wow, with plastic chemicals like benzene and other nasty things. Oh, yeah, you guys keep safe over there. That's horrible. Andrea's saying August was busy, but September and October has been slower. If you do something in your shop every day, you go up in the rankings. Yeah, I found that out with my just messing about relisting an old dead listing every day for a month. I did a lot better. CJ, I've had Canadian, American and British fish and chips, and I still say British are the best. That also depends. I've found it depends where you live in the UK. There's like a this should be when people say, how do you know where the north and the south is in the UK? It should be, right, anyone in the UK, answer me this. When you have fish and chips, is it cod or is it haddock? Because the dividing line is further up north it's haddock and further down south it's cod. Although you get the choice of the two if you just ask for fish and chips. There's a kind of dividing line. So when I took some of my friends down to England when I was in uni and we stopped and we had fish and chips, they're like, wow, this is the best ever. It's just like, yeah, that's just cod. It's just like a different fish from what you're used to. But yeah, it's different. I wouldn't say that the only kind of thing that I think the British have, I mean, it depends where you are everywhere else, but because fish and chips has been such a staple for so long and our fishing industry has been such a thing, there's kind of all over the country there's a system in place. When the fish boats come in, the fish is immediately sort of off to around all the places, so the fish and chip shops actually get really fresh fish. So it is cool for that. There will be obviously some places everywhere in the world will have super fresh fish, and other places it won't be so much, and that does make a difference. Rosani, hello there. Just popped in for a peek. Have to hit and run. He's really coming together so nicely. Good wishes. Gotta go. Good to see you, Rosani. You take care. Donna's off, gotta put the tea on. Yeah, me too, I am starving. Donna said that. Diana, I'm ahead of myself. We had fish and chips in China years ago, not an experience worth repeating. Oh, but there's so much other awesome foods in China, so... Andrea, it's a button nose. And it's hilarious though, considering, like, last week his nose was so oversized and now it fits. CJ, I've heard quite a few Etsy shop owners say their sales have slowed down. Maybe something to do with the economic times and the summer slowdown. I believe it's going to pick up at Christmas. Yeah, every year people say it's slow. Some people are slower, some people are busier than ever, but April this year was the biggest ever. We had a couple of days in April that were the biggest ever Etsy's ever seen. We have had many more new buyers come into Etsy for face masks and everything else, and hopefully they will come back. And also, it's not looking likely that most people are going to want to go to shopping malls and do their Christmas shopping that way. So people might spend less. I know my mum was talking about her little group of friends that they go out and spend a fiver on each other and stuff. They're not going to do that. I think people are going to buy less sort of tat gifts, less comedy gifts, less, oh, I'm just going to buy some smellies. And the people they're buying for, they're going to be more thoughtful and get things online that they can send to their friends. So fingers crossed, all of us that have the potential for gifting. And now I've had quite a few Christmas sales already. Steffi, when I first moved to the UK 27 years ago, I was warned by my German colleagues that fish and chips come wrapped in newspaper. I thought they were having me on. No, but the best fish and chips are in newspaper. CJ agrees. Best fish and chips in the world come wrapped in newspaper, and hopefully they put a little bit of newsprint underneath so you don't actually get the ink. It's not done us any harm. Stop jumping, chat. Canvas, I'm a little terrified of the Christmas season. I feel like it's impossible for it to be ready shop-wise. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the thing. We just don't know. If you're doing well, it can really pick up. What you have to do is, in case it does well, set yourself a limit. I've done this is last year when I was getting super busy, I looked at how much I could make every week and then sort of took a few off for unexpected things and just said that was my limit. I'm going to stop taking new orders by the end of November, and I can manage this many new orders by the end of November. So once I've sold that many, that's it. I'm not taking any more for Christmas. And that's what I did. And the thing is, plenty of people, when I said to them, I can't do this in time for Christmas, they were okay with that. So I still had like tons to make over January. But yeah, that's the only way to be ready is you can't know how many you're going to have, how much sales you're going to have. Prepare how much you can afford, like how much supplies, how much shipping boxes and everything can you afford without like hurting yourself. Stock up on that kind of amount and hopefully you'll sell out, and if you don't, then you've got next year. Steffi also was told to have steak and kidney pie as a traditional British gift. Got my portion on a plate and said to the waiter he made a mistake because I had my kidney pie but the steak was missing. CJ, yeah, with the beard added, he's starting to look like St. Nick. Yeah, it makes a difference. Actually, I think looking at him in the camera there, he's got a little bit of, do you know the Muppets Christmas Carol? Where's the Santa, but it's the Christmas present, the Ghost of Christmas Present. It's kind of a bit like him. Oh, Steffi, thank you. Love him. Lily Tree, yay, Santa. Oh, Kiss My Stained Glass. Talking to Miyagi. Yes, that's it. Thank you. That's how I say his name, Mr. Miyagi. Do you know, sometimes you just get stuck with a word you can't say, and you're live on air. So, yep. CJ, everyone have a great week. And you, yeah. G Morgan, hi there. Good morning. Still morning where you are. Good to see you. Yep. Carol, he looks fab with a laughing face. Thank you so much. Carol Cod, yeah. Carol, you're a southerner. Sorry. No, I grew up in the Midlands where we were cod. But hubby loves haddock. Yeah, I actually worked in a chip shop for a while when I was a teenager. So yeah, we always had cod was on the right hand side closer to the server, haddock was on the left, and plaice was in the middle. And then you got fancy fish when the boss was feeling fancy. Gotta have the malt vinegar sprinkle. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of vinegar, but absolutely when the batter on the fish starts to get soggy and sticks to the newspaper, yep. It's probably some horrible chemical reaction there. Canvas, it's your second year on Etsy and my first year with a full stocked product, far more sales and reviews. So I have way more potential this year for Christmas. Oh, my fingers are crossed for you then. Hopefully. I certainly have found once I kind of had all my ducks in a row, 2013, 2014, year on year it got better and better and better. I think this year's not going to be so good because I lost my mojo for everything this summer, so I'm a bit behind with everything. Oh, Helen's got the eyes done better. Awesome. Looks like he was a fight. Alicia, we're trying to make our gifts. Yeah, that's another way that's totally lovely. People doing handmade things. And one year, me and my mum, what we did, we put a really strict limit. I think we were like £20, and that was all we could spend on each other. So we made things for each other and stuff, and that was cool and a great way to cheat over the limit a bit. But it's nice to be able to do that. Andrea, I'm hopeful the year ends really profitable for all sellers. Yes, me too, indeed. Fingers crossed. It's the best time, but there's no guarantees. If you're being seen just now in the search, then there's more chances, but unfortunately some of the shops that haven't got their footing yet aren't getting seen already, so it's going to be a struggle. But if you get in just now, list your items, get yourself up there, then best chance. And that's the one thing, listing the items is only 20 cents, so that's the investment I would say to everyone to make. If you're needing more sales, get listing things. Oh, Lily, I have the germ of an idea for a felt and wire project. Now to find the time to try it out. I'm excited. Yay. G Morgan, people are holding on to their dollars till the election. Yeah. I mean, that's a big upheaval in America just now. I think your stimulus checks, the extra money, that's been put on hold till after the elections and stuff as well. That might, yeah, America is crazy. The world's crazy just now, but there's a lot going on in America. Steffi, seen quite a few wolves come through from the sub box, so can't wait to see your take. I know, I want to get started on it, but I had to finish Santa. So yeah, he has another weekend. I could have done the hat and everything while I was chatting, but we'll finish Santa, and we'll see if Santa gets finished quickly next week. Then maybe we'll start on wolves, but we'll see. But I'm excited to do it. Let us know when you're doing it. Yeah, wolf sub box, can't wait. Yeah, and Alicia, Zoom date. So everyone get joining in with the makers as well. They've got so much going on with Zoom felt-alongs and all sorts of things. G Morgan, oh, what stimulus check? Most don't get one. Yeah, unfortunately that seems to be the thing here as well. Furlough and grants and all the things to help out. Most of my friends haven't got anything. I haven't got anything, but I'm fine. I'm not to brag, but this is like about the first year that I could have actually coped with this pandemic. For the past like 15 years I've been super struggling, and now suddenly everything's okay. It's okay. I'm not like rich, but I'm not desperately waiting on some kind of money from the government. G Morgan, Santa is so cute. Thank you. If you go back and watch actually the stream, you'll see we had our moments. We didn't think Santa was gonna make it. Didn't think he was going to look any good. He was desperate to have a very bizarre top lip, but thanks to... Well, see, men are lucky. If you have a bad chin, grow a beard. If your top lip's not so good, grow a moustache. Okay, guys, thank you so much. This is silly and I'm starving now. So, yeah, I will see you next week. We'll definitely finish Santa. Yeah, we'll finish Santa, we'll have a chat, we'll have a chilled one, and the following week we'll do the wolf, because I don't want to promise I'm going to do the wolf and then not have time, because I get distracted easily. Let's make a really good Santa, hopefully. Yeah, he's kind of fun. Alright, have a great week. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care, and